A lot of times I'm driving, there's nothing to do, and I shuffle through the radio before I unglue. There's a lot of red on ways, it's traffic, I'm screwed, and I'm wired a bit different than a regular dude. It's not a bad thing, I embrace it, it's true. The radio don't stimulate brain chemistry fluid. The Buddha found nirvana and the Four Noble Truths. Through a meditative process, right action he proved. For me, I require the use of a tool, a detector, pin, pointer, shovel, and beach scoop. I'm meant to work the dirt with my history crew, but everywhere I look, my interest taboo. Most people choose Bieber over Tippecanoe. What does a detectorist listen to when the radio is full of bad music and news? I need an alternative for me to peruse. Beyond Sight and Sound gets fantastic reviews. A metal detecting show where my thought bubble brews. Thank you, Josh Kimmel, for inviting me to a detecting dork out with guests like yours truly.
Are you looking for a high-quality beach and sand scoop? Are you trying to take your hunting to the extreme? How about an American-based company that stands behind their product and everything they sell? Then check out our friends over at XTREME Scoops. John has been making scoops for some time now and makes a quality beach and sand scoop to take your hunting to the next level. XTREME Scoops recently released their new sand shredder that works great in the water and on the beach. And if you're a new Equinox user, you may want to check out his Surfmaster X3 that can trap those small targets you new Equinox users are finding out there. XTREME Scoop's company approach is let's do it right. So do it right, buy it once, and go to the extreme. XTREMEScoops.com. That's XTREME scoops.com. Caution. Please do not operate motor vehicles or power equipment while under the influence of this show. Listening to this show could cause side effects such as bouts of laughter, violent binges of cabin fever, and even dreams of silver and gold. Please be advised. Now that the fine print is out of the way, on with the show. All right, the fine print's out of the way. It's time to roll with the show. We're back. We're live once again. You are listening to Beyond Sight and Sound, metal detecting and treasure hunting radio for all the really cool digging people out there. Oh, and as I look into the chat, the Bills are in, Tam's in, let's see, Chuck, Paul, James. I could have sworn I saw a couple of names back there that maybe I missed. I hope not. Welcome to Eric. Crazy Spider in the house. Crazy Spider. Pear's in. Welcome aboard, buddy. Well, looks like, good grief. You're all wired up. Travis is in. Welcome aboard, buddy. Man, you guys and gals, you're all wired up. Good grief. All right. Links in the description. First and foremost, our friends over at Shooters and Prospectors. Chuck Smalley, the man with the plan, the dealer of choice, the dealer we promote here. A multi-line dealer at that. Very, very great gentleman to deal with. Good friend. Friends at DETECTEES.com. Ken, Mark, Darth, Buddy, and the gang doing a great job with the Beyond Sight and Sound swag and apparel. This is getting to be the time of year where the Beyond Sight and Sound hoodie and long sleeve shirts are quite nice, actually, I must say. I know my hoodie keeps me toasty Actually, it's been a while. I may have to get that one replaced, I mean, if we're going to rep, we might as well rep well, right? Keep it fresh, keep everything, keep the details on the hoodie nice and sharp, Extreme Scoops, TheRingFinders, Midwest Refineries, Nokta Makro website, Mini Horde commercial, River Valley Relic hunting trailer, All Metal Militia on YouTube, Ohio Metal Detecting on YouTube, Crazy Spider Adventures on YouTube, Metal Detecting NYC on YouTube. Oh, the Illinois Iowa Treasure Hunters group. We may even have the All Metal Militia Facebook group in there too. I'm not. The links are a little mixed up. And way down at the bottom of all of those links in the description is another link that, you could say kind of ties into tonight's show, which for some of you listeners, guys, gals, friends, you will notice the thumbnail tonight. You may have seen that image before. And no, this is not a subliminal thing. Crazy Spider did not do that image up. There is something to be seen in that photo. It's not just trees, I swear. And I know, as hard as it may seem to believe, I am actually in that photo. I am. I swear it. I would not fib. Actually, Tam took that photo. I'm not real sure, Bill, when they're going to have the next episode yet. As soon as I get word of it, though, I will let the listeners know. I will definitely do that. Welcome to Mike from Metal Detecting Central Illinois. And, we have had some fun with that photo this week. We have definitely had some fun with that. There are people actually commenting on that photo on the Beyond Sight and Sound page. At least earlier today there were. I'm trying to recall now. I can't remember now what some of the comments were, because there's been a lot of things going on today. Somebody commented and said that they saw the face of the Incredible Hulk looking sideways in that photo. Kind of like maybe they thought it could be a Rorschach test. But I do assure you, I am in that photo. Let me see here if I can tell. Good Lord, I can hardly tell right now at this point. Let's see. Yeah, no, I can tell. Yeah, if you, down towards the lower left corner of the image, if you look real close, you can see an orange stripe. Hey, Casey! You can see an orange stripe in that photo. Actually, what that is you could say my pouch hanging off of my right hip, and that's actually the carrot pinpointer that you see in the image. That's about the only way you can discern that there is something back there. That's the that's just the nature of the environment, we'll say. And that just so happened to be the pinpointer that I holstered that day. So, where some people may think that, and welcome to Nelson, where some people may think that that is a, this is a trick image, you're looking for Bigfoot or something like that. No, Bigfoot's not there. Right, go where no man has been before. Well, there's been a couple of people there before, believe me, because I had a pouch full of trash. Beer bottles and everything else, and I don't know. Somewhere in that stand of trees there is actually a fourth wheel for a bed frame, I'm sure. Because by that point that image was taken, I do believe I had 3 of them in the pouch. I never did go back for the 4th one. Maybe I should have done that. I don't know. So, obviously, yeah, watch for needles. Yeah, there were plenty of needles, that's for sure, but they were the pine kind. So, that was a good thing. Although there was a rather large, not real sure how that happens, but a rather large jig head fish hook back there. Thankfully, I did not, I picked it up the right way. I didn't get myself with it. That's good. So anyway, moving on. Not real sure how the lines are going to work tonight. I know last Wednesday when we were live, we were pushing up against a Skype update. We were pushing up against a Windows update, which was really starting to wreak some havoc with the show there towards the end. Actually, it wreaked some havoc in more ways than one for some reason, even though the show is, to the best of my knowledge, downloadable, playable, all of that. I was unable to clean up the ambient audio after the show for whatever reason. There was some sort of a bit of a snafu there. Hopefully it was a one-time occurrence and we'll be back to business. Not sure, because Sunday, as many of you know, there was an archive, but I have good reason for that archive. I was a little tied up Sunday. And it was a good archive. Hopefully everyone did enjoy it. It was Neil McElroy discussing dog tags. But it was a good archive. And it's what we had on rather short notice. By the time we got back here, welcome to Ed. By the time we got back here and kind of got settled back into things, it was a little, getting to be a little on the late side. So we opted for the archive. And that's what happened. So, hopefully the lines will work. I don't know. I know Fred had managed to get to us and give us an update on Bone 27 last Wednesday. Honestly, I forgot to check. I have spoken with Chuck since then. I'm not sure if he tried to call in towards the end of the show or not on that one. Because I thought I saw a call coming through. but I don't know. I'm not real sure it was there, it was gone, so I don't know if, he was calling in or not. If he had been, apologies. I tried to work him back in, but like I said, with the updates that we were up against, we were pushing up against those, we figured it was time just to cut and run and get out of there. So we kind of ended the show abruptly Wednesday. And let's see here. It looks like we've got Chuck calling in now. Let's bring him in here, maybe. Yes, we do have him. Okay, so the lines are working, I guess. We've got Chuck on with us. How's it going, Chuck?
Well, you baited me. I had to see if the phone worked.
Oh, okay. Well, it looks like it's working for now anyway. So I don't know.
I didn't try to call in the other night. I didn't.
Okay. Okay.
The last one.
You may have had a strange message on your machine last Wednesday then, because I think it had connected us to your answering machine, so you may have caught the last 45 seconds or so of the show.
Yep, I heard that, and I'm going,
What's he
What's
doing?
That?
Right.
Well, yep. So, yeah, I did not try to call in, but yes, I had a strange message, and I thought maybe something like that. You tried calling me, and it came through, and had a little bit of the show on there, and I thought, well, I better go back and listen to the podcast.
Well, I guess, I don't know, maybe we'll just spin it as Fred wanted to tell you goodbye from Bone.
Yes, he did. So, anyway, it sounds like you had a good week there.
Oh yeah, and I'll get to that. I'll get to that too at some point here in the show. Since we've got you on the line, though, you've got a gold story too, I guess.
I've got a gold story. I got a lot of silver story. I got some strange things found this week, and pretty neat stuff, because I work in an area that was pretty well known to have a lot of activity in the 30s and 40s on up, but I'm getting coins from the 1840s, 50s, and the 60s that are deeper below. So I've been trying to work out why I'm getting. I've got shield nickel today. I've gotten barbers. I haven't got a seated yet, but I got a 1849 large cent. I got 1865 3-cent nickel today.
Ooh, nice job.
And that was in the best shape of them all. The 1849, you really got to work after, even with electrolysis, to see the date. You can make it out. The shield nickel is pretty toasty. I believe it says 1865 on it. So some of that, but you got to go slow and listen. Some of them are down literally past 10 inches, and I'm using the Nox on it. And I went back out today. It cleared off. I had some time to go work, and I started getting old coins again. I got 6 barbers out of there in the past couple outings. And
wow.
Before then, it was in several mercs. I'm still getting mercs and wheat pennies in this field now. It used to be really heavily used as a park at one time back in the 40s, 30s, 40s era.
Right,
I'm
but
getting some stuff out of there that's just
clearly something else was there prior to that, though, for the date range and coins.
And looked, I don't see anything, but I'm thinking there was a church on the site at one time, because it's right next to a large cemetery.
That makes sense.
So I'm thinking there was a church on it at one time, so I'm going to talk to the current group at the Catholic Church there to see if there was one there for a short period of time or a little longer, and because they built a new one away from there. But that cemetery, there's actually War of 1812 veterans buried in there.
Oh, okay. See, that was going to be my next question, was whether or not you knew how far back the cemetery goes, but that would
I went
explain the
over
date range of the coins.
Yep. So, but I'm quite a ways from that.
Right.
I'm a long ways from that. So I'm just trying to figure it out, and I've been working it. My brother-in-law was up there with me, and he was working it, but we were popping some silver and having some fun, and I have no connection. I'm not trying to do any go lives. It's just not there. I haven't videoed anything, and other than the large cent I got there, the one day I've been doing a little cook on it, and it got to the point I could read it, but it's so bad. I'm not going any further with it because I'll just take off what's left.
Right. Yeah. Electrolysis is it's a great tool in our arsenal, and if it's used properly, you will not damage the item. But people have to remember, you've only got what was there to begin with.
Yep.
And you're not going to see that until you start removing some of that verdigris and everything.
That's right. And the area is about 25 acres, and I haven't even scratched it, and I'm starting to get more and more of the older stuff up right now, and I'm hoping for a good wet winter with a hard freeze. Once or twice, it kind of pulls things up and go hit it again in the springtime. It's been fun.
There you go. But, yeah.
I had a surprise the other day. I got a 22, 23 hit showing 6 inches or so, and I'm thinking, here we go. We got, penny, maybe another wheat, and that kind of stuff. And I digging down, I rolled the clod out. I sweep it with the pinpointer. Nothing in there. Look at the base of the clod, and I've got gold. I've got a reeded rim with gold.
Ooh, nice.
And I'm sitting there going, well, the phone and the camera are about a quarter mile away in the truck. No, I'm not going to walk over.
Yeah,
so I
right.
break it out, working real slow around it, nice, thick, reeded edge, gold. All the way around, break it, flip it over, and there's the insignia for Mexico on there. Beautiful, just beautiful gold. Flip it over, look at it, clean it a little more, put the glasses on to get a good look at this, thinking, it's got
what do I have here?
Yeah, what have I got? I got a 100 peso 1996 coin. Well, that for all my hope right out of the water. It's worth about $4.92 in exchange.
And it's been a while since you've hit your last gold coin, so I could see you going, well, it has been a while. I am about due.
Thought I was due.
Ouch.
And gold coins will ring in different ranges with, different sounds and things like that. You never know. And I just thought to myself, and then you told me about what you're about to talk about, and I thought, well, I'll tell you my near miss, and you had a direct hit, so it's pretty cool.
Yeah, I guess you could say I had a direct hit, so to speak, but man,
yes,
you talk about a bomb. I thought I got hit there when I rolled that thing over. But, yeah, because I don't know. I mean, and I'm sure at some point in time you've probably kind of experienced this yourself. I've seen images. I mean, I've found plenty of diamond rings. And I've seen images of large diamonds before on the internet. And that you're looking for a ring with a large stone in it. But it just, even at that, it doesn't really set in until it's staring you right in the face. And you're going, holy cow, that thing is massive. I mean, it's it's almost kind of surreal.
That was pretty cool. The picture does it. Holy smokes! It looks like you could go bowling with that.
Right. Yeah. And Tam did an absolutely wonderful job with the images, which you've seen the images. Most everyone else has just seen the photo of me in the trees, but I will have those posted up tonight after the show. I think we've sat on it long enough.
You looked a little bit out of place down under there.
Yeah, it's not necessarily my first choice of hunting environment.
Right.
Especially when you're down on all fours crawling around on your hands and knees, but when you're going after something like this, you have to exercise all your available options. And I just had a sneaky suspicion that's where I needed to be, and that was the area I wanted to clear first. So,
right.
Luckily, it only took me about 30 minutes. But
well, that's nice when it's a quick recovery like that.
Yes, it is, especially with recent situations on people contacting me about rings and stuff. It's like, I don't know. But the guy sounded very genuine, very sincere, and as you saw, that was a rather large diamond, so it's like, that's an hour one-way drive for us, but I can't let this one slip. I'm gonna go give her hell and see if we can get it for him.
Right.
And we did. And
you did a job. And, there's been a lot of ring returns within our group this year. You, myself, a couple of the other guys, and we've done a great job with it. It's been good to see all year.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree, especially when you see them like this one is. Whew, holy cow. As a matter of fact, and I'll get into that story here shortly, but that gentleman, I mean, we no sooner than made it back to the house here when my phone went off with a text message. And it was that gentleman just saying, "Thank you once again. I'm so happy that you were able to help me and very glad that you were willing to come out and do what you did. May heaven be full of gold bars for you for all the kind works that you do. Keep up the good work. Thank you very much."
There you go.
And you know yourself, I mean, that's why we do this sort of thing. That puts the hobby in a great light. No matter what this gentleman thought, if he had had any exposure to metal detecting or detectorists in general or anything, any preconceived notions have been thrown out the door now because we're his new best friends. That's what we like to see.
Yes, we put it out there in a good light. There's always those that tend not to do too well, but for us, all the ring finders out there and the groups and that do the best they can to return that stuff and find it for their owners, that's great stuff. So, but I got to shout out something to Barb. Barb, pay attention to me. You sent me a message asking me who sent all the fines boxes. Now,
they may or may not be around.
Every one of them tells me, I just tell them, I'll let you tell Barb on who's sending what. So if they decide to tell you what they've sent and donated, Barb, you're not going to hear it from me. There's more coming too, Barb, trust me. So, but you've got, let's see, I sent you a detector and a pinpointer, and then we sent you another mini. You got 2 minis and 3 simplex out of here, 15 fine boxes, and I don't know what else might have been in some of those boxes. So you're getting set up to not have a living room floor.
Yep, it's coming. The post office is gonna love you, Barb.
That's right.
You may want to get one of them collapsible carts to take all the packages in with.
Yep. She'll have to get something other than a little car. I see she got a different car. She's talking about it. And I would have figured she'd have bought a pickup truck, put a topper on it, and she could put stuff in the back a little better. But she got this little, it's not a hybrid. I saw a picture of it.
Well, I'm thinking with the way these packages are coming in, hopefully it was something with a tow package, and then she bought a utility trailer to go to the post office.
So,
she's going to need
the
something.
Christmas thing's starting to come along pretty nicely, and I know she's gotten a lot of other stuff.
Yes, she has. And we'll probably be doing, I don't know, I still got to get a hold of Barb. We still got to get a medical show done sometime, trying to squeeze it into.
There we go, yeah.
To
we be talking more COVID protection here. And
right.
Ed, I didn't say a word, buddy. He just put it up there. So
yep.
There we go.
But yeah, we gotta get a medical show done. Got to get a Christmas giveaway kind of.
Already got stuff rolling. Some pre going on there. I saw. So
yeah,
she's working at it.
Mm-hmm.
She's working at it.
Got to get those squeezed in too. With the my schedule's going to be kind of hectic the rest of the month, unfortunately. But that's going to. I know the listeners don't like to get the archives, but trust me on this. I have no control over what happened to my schedule at the end of the month. Believe me. Because
right.
if I don't do this, there's liable to be many archives. But it will make for a very interesting topic shortly after the beginning of the month, hopefully, on how we can protect ourselves when we do try to do these ring recoveries for people.
That's right.
So we've got that going on too.
You hit that one. We know that's valuable. The one I found last year for that guy, that was a $14,500 ring. And then they had about a $2,000 one this spring I gave back to a gal. So, you know, if you want to look at it monetarily, we're handing them back some pretty nice stuff.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, with everything that has went on this year with COVID and flooding and everything else, I have literally only been out. I'm probably pushing it to say more than 5 times. It's probably been more like 3 or 4 times. But I can honestly say it's been a good year. Although, I guess, much like your gold story, you know, like you said, you kind of missed and I kind of hit the target, but in the end of it all, neither of us have a piece of gold to show for it.
That little rim of gold staring at you out of that plug, you're going, oh, baby, this looks good.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. It gets the heart pumping.
That's the first time. Those French 5-cent times, they're goldish colored.
Yeah, and they're very convincingly goldish colored.
Oh, yes. I popped a couple of those over the years going, yeah, that's junk.
So,
but no, my last gold was a year ago back in England, a gold coin, and so I'm trying to make it like 2 years in a row. I've only done that a couple times.
Right.
So I've been out hitting it. I'm hitting this field out there thinking that maybe there might be a piece like that laying out there, because I've been digging. Once I started finding this older stuff, I really have dug just about every sound I could hear deep.
Chances are very possible you could kick up one. I mean, you've got quite a date range there.
Yeah. and there's a big gap. I hit into the 20s, Mercs, and this kind of stuff, and all of a sudden I'm dropping back to early barbers, large cents, 3-cent nickel, shield nickel, this kind of stuff deep under a different layer. So it's like, what have I got going
right.
here? So I'm going to keep that a little bit.
Yeah, maybe even have Frank do a little bit of map work for you. Maybe he can kick up something.
Yeah, well, Frank and I have been talking about this. He's already working on it. He's taking a look, but I can't find anything on the 75 maps in that area, and I've got it narrowed down in there, and I don't see a building on it. But these coins are predating 1875.
Right.
Except for some of the barbers, which may have been lost in the 20s. They carried through there. I mean, we're not talking getting real late on that. I got Mercs, and I got one Washington silver quarter and a bunch of modern stuff. But this is a little different type of a situation. So I'm going to have some fun with this. Hopefully tomorrow afternoon I can get out for a couple hours.
Right, yeah, the weather does look to be fair, we'll say.
Fair.
And I don't know if we'll have too many more days like that. I don't know. Right. I had a woman contact me Thursday, and she says, "Hey, is this Josh?" I said, "Yeah." She says, "Do you find rings?" I said, "Well, sure. I get lucky every now and then." She says, "Great! I lost my rings in the water."
Oh boy.
Wait a minute. I'm not looking to do the penguin dive. You know, it's no, we don't do the polar plunge. It's what were you doing in the water? She says, "Well, what do you mean? The water was great." So, wait a minute. Where did you lose these? And she tells me, and I'm like, well, that's my mud puddle. So, once again, what were you doing in the water? Because I'm telling you right now, that water's too cold for me. I'm not risking getting sick. I'm sorry you lost your rings, but this may have to wait. And she says, "No, the water was wonderful. It was only about waist deep. It's probably lower now." What? When did you lose these rings? Oh, back to the beginning of July.
Well,
I said, okay, now I'm starting to understand. Why are you calling me now, the middle of October? Well, I didn't realize there were people out there that did this sort of thing. Okay. I'm going to have to get back to you.
Well, it warms up.
Yeah, I mean, I've got a 5 mil suit, but it's still a wetsuit. It's the middle of October. I mean, well, I don't even get into the coastal waters.
We're in the ice flow, but I'm wearing special suits to do that when we're out training on ice rescue, and I bob down the river at about 5 above.
Yeah, but like you said, those are specialized suits. These are not wet suits.
I have my own dry suit from the years that I dredged up in Alaska, so that's different too. But no, I'm not going. I don't run down there when it's this type of stuff and go bobbing around either, because I don't want to catch pneumonia.
No, not with everything else going on. So it's unfortunate that she lost her rings. I feel fairly certain, as long as she can remember the location, no one is going to stumble across them. So I'll have to get back to her and let her know once the water gets up above, comfortable for a penguin or a polar bear, maybe I can do something for her. But that's not going to be until sometime, 2021. So they're going to sit there for a while.
There you go.
It's a real shame, too. It sounds like a nice set.
Nobody else been working it, so sometime when it warms up next year, you can go out. And Tam says your suit probably does not fit you anymore. What's up with that?
Yeah, I don't know. Well, Actually, I have not tried any of my suits in a couple of years. I would say the shorties are still fine.
I know my dry suit still fits. It had plenty of room.
Yeah. I don't know. The 5mm suit, it might be a little snug. It may not fit at all now, but the shorties were a little roomier. So we'll have to see. But hey, I'll cross that bridge when I get to it.
I couldn't pass that up.
Just so long as it's not middle of October.
There you go.
I mean, once the water temperature warms up, I can do it in a pair of shorts and a t-shirt if I have to. So we'll see what happens. We'll get back to them on that one at some point, but not
Been
this year.
Following a lot of hunts that are going to be coming up, Josh. There's, of course, Florida Hunt 7. I'm going to be at that. I'm going down to that.
Oh,
and
good.
Then,
good.
I listened to the Calico copy with Carolyn Hartwick, and they were talking to these guys doing this dig stock down in North Carolina next spring. I think it's in late February, March, something like that. I didn't look it up, but
the weather shouldn't be too bad.
That was an interesting one. So if anybody's listening to these, of course, we are still planning on having a hunt with I&I next summer, but we don't know exact dates. We got a rough idea. We're going to start working on that again here shortly and see if we're going to go through it. But this big spike's got everybody scared. Yeah.
I think yesterday they had mentioned that I want to say 69 of Ohio's 88 counties are now listed as high risk.
Yeah, and we've got a bunch of them here. It's taken off again. So, and there, certain counties are closing the doors on the restaurants, the bars, and all the other stuff going on. So, it may be a long winter until they start getting a handle on getting us some serum for this.
Yeah, we actually went out to a restaurant today simply because of the fact of who knows when we'll get that opportunity to do it again. So we wanted to do it now while we could.
There you go. But we're watching it close, and they're putting more restrictions on us and the emergency services tighter and tighter and tighter. So, and there's a lot of cases right now. So, even right in our immediate area here, one of the plant sites had a bunch of it, and they shut down a portion of that. And they got that cleaned up, and now they're letting people trickle back in.
Right.
So that's creating some stir within our group. So we haven't talked about it too much, and they're a little leery of even planning anything at this stage, which I don't blame them at this time.
Right. Yeah. It's you could say it's kind of a set and wait game right now. It's
what it is.
It's too early to make the call to
August, whatever.
Right, yeah, it's too early to make the call to reschedule or anything just yet, but it's let's just see what happens.
Right. So, all righty. Well, I just thought I'd call in and tell you my near miss story, and been having a pretty good week out there. I've been busy, still been busy. People are still, the Apex is starting to show that it has some good capabilities. People are doing pretty well with it. So
nice.
It's been fun to watch that come out. I've got several people out there using them, starting to do pretty well. Kevin Barkley's been doing pretty well with it out there, but he's hunting fields now.
Right. And you made a post the other day. You've got a gentleman with an Equinox that is absolutely on fire.
Tearing it up. He's tearing it up down there. I mean,
yes, he is.
He got that beautiful bust half. He got earlier in 1877 Indian Penny, and now this 18, I think it was a 46 2 real.
Wow.
And Dustin Ferguson, and he's just literally turning it up with that. That's you ought to see all the other stuff he's pulling up, make anybody else grin.
Oh yeah, yeah, absolutely.
He's doing well with that down in his area.
Barb says her post lady's going to hate you, Chuck.
I saw that.
It's not your fault.
It's a long, happy hate. I'm sending more stuff shortly.
Right? Yeah, it's not your fault. It's the people behind the scenes that are saying ship it to Barb. You're just the guy printing the labels.
There you go. Hey, speaking of something, Andy Sabish just released his Simplex book.
Oh, nice. Good deal.
Yes, and you'll be seeing that come out. Charlene talked to me while I was on the road going up to Minnesota, and I ordered a case through her. I'll have a case. They'll ship next week. Some are trickling out a little bit. It just didn't come all at once for her. So, and they're up in PA for a hunt this coming week. So I'll get those. But if you Simplex users really want to crack it open and understand it better, Andy wrote a book on the Nokta Simplex Plus.
There you
go.
go.
I will have those in hand. Anybody wanting them, get a hold of me. We'll get them out to you. I should have them actually in hand next week.
Absolutely. And we've got Barb on with us, Chuck.
Oh, no. There goes the neighborhood.
Right.
I'm sorry.
And Bill also said White's has been bought out by Garrett.
Yes,
now,
they
Garrett
have.
Bought out certain parts of it, but not all of it.
Yes.
You got to understand they didn't buy properties. They didn't buy the overseas section of it, but they bought out a lot of the technology and that kind of stuff. But Garrett stood tall, and White's went along with him.
Well, and that's nice to see a family-owned business continuing from another family-owned business.
That's right.
So what do you got, Barb?
My mail lady is going to hate you.
Oh, no.
Yeah,
It's
just...
okay.
She's just going to have to take a number, I've been...
yeah.
Minor compared to the rest of them up here.
I'd play a small violin for you, but I'm too busy shedding a tear right now.
I'm going to have to make her a really nice package of homemade pickles and all that stuff for Christmas.
You go. Care of her.
Well, there you go.
Did you get the package with the minis in them yet? The Nokta mini hordes? Did that come to you yet, Barb?
No.
Okay.
Oh,
it's en route.
Yeah, I don't know anything.
But that's en route. And there's a pinpointer in there, and you got a couple of those coming too. So, and then you'll probably get another one out of here. But I've had some other guys talking to me about a couple things. So once that gets done, I don't know if we need to ship them to you or we'll ship them from here. I haven't figured that out yet.
Happy Halloween. Merry Christmas.
There you go.
Y'all think you're so funny.
Oh, I know I'm funny.
My
funny
living
looking.
room's already, my living room is already looking like Christmas, and I ain't got a tree up.
Well, it sounds like you need to get to work.
Now, you know what? The reason it snowed here is the people that put Christmas trees up in frickin' September causes that early snow we just had, and I wish they'd stop it.
You got snow? Oh,
we had
see?
a lot of snow. John, he was probably in the area that got 4 or 5 inches the other day over there. We got about 2 inches. It's gone. The ground's still warm, but it turned around, it opened up, and it snowed.
Yeah, it's coming. It's coming.
I think that's funny. See, the good Lord paid you back.
Well, it's gone now.
It's gone now.
It's 70s tomorrow here, Barb.
70 here too. But the funniest thing was when I got the Simplex, I was like, oh God, let me pull these out. I want to look at. Yeah, I didn't open the box. I just looked at the picture. And Bub went, you're seriously not going to take one of those for a run? And I went, no, I can't do that. They got to be new. I can't get it dirty.
Right.
Temptation's terrible, isn't it?
Oh, yeah, when they're in your living room. This is why you're not supposed to ship them to me, because if I had it my way, I would try every one of them in my yard.
Well, you're short enough to try the hordes, I'm sure, but, Chuck's just doing what he's told. He's just the guy printing the labels out.
I know.
Yeah, that's right. They tell me to get it to you, it's coming to you. I said, well, I can hold. No, we want Barb to have them, so that's why what you got is what you got.
Yeah, I just got to figure out what's going to be the cheapest, quickest way to ship them when it comes time. And I did set the dates. I posted it on the Christmas Kids giveaway. It's a couple days earlier than normal. And I did that just because I don't trust the post office.
Well, I can understand that.
John just said that he didn't get any stored in his place. He's further north. Believe it or not, this was all down along Interstate 80, just to the north of that. And Des Moines had areas with 9 inches.
Wow.
Oh, it messed things up for a while.
Oh, well, you know what? My new car has fancy features on it. My old one was like the low model. This is like a step above. And so my other one was just all-wheel drive, and that was it, nothing. Oh, but now I have buttons for snow, a button for sand or mud, and a button for gravel and dirt. So
we don't want to talk about mud and gravel and dirt right now.
Well, I understand that. I'm sorry, and this car payment's going to kill me. I just know it is. But this is my retirement car.
There you go.
My car I've only had it 3 years, and I had 60,000 miles on it. And so if I didn't trade in when I retire, it would be sitting at 100,000 or more. And so I figured to bite the bullet now, and when I retire, hopefully it only has like 40,000, and I won't need a car for probably 6 years after I retire, unless I go to every.
There you go. Now, does this have a broom rack on the back?
It does, and it takes 3 brooms, and so there's a spare for you all, and.
And does it have a cable keeper inside?
There you go.
No, they couldn't find that feature. Yeah, so I'm going to have to talk to the car and tell them that it needs to watch out for my coils.
Michael Ackerman says your new car has a coil hanging sensor that flashes.
No,
Level 4 autonomous safety feature.
But you know what? It does better than my broom. I was talking on the phone coming home, and I have to come down Balsam, which is like, I don't know, maybe 3,800 feet, coming down to like 2,200 feet, somewhere around there. And I was talking, and I said, Donna, I can even let go of my hands. Let's see how it does. And I'm going to tell you, it kind of bounces back and forth between the lines. It didn't do so good on its own around the corner. I had to take the steering wheel back. But the dang thing about drives itself. And my broom don't do that.
You're making me nervous here.
Yeah, that's what I was just thinking.
The fact that you're doing that is I may have to drive past you someday while you're not holding on the steering wheel.
Yeah, unfortunately, I had a friend bouncing back and forth between the lines the other night, you could say, so to speak. And he says semis stop just as quick on their side as they do when they're upright, when you hit all the brakes.
Now, guys, I was being safe. There were no cars around. I had my hands right there. But I said, let's try it out, Donna. She's laughing. She's like, I don't believe you're doing this. And it would get a foot near the line, and it would pull you back in between the lines. And I'm like, I could take a nap.
Unfortunately, that means more things to break, more expenses when they get repaired.
No.
Yeah. Well,
You see, I had Toyota, whatever it's called, Toyota Care on my other car, and it transfers to this car
Oh, well,
at
look at
no
you.
over.
at no increased cost, and it's bumper to bumper coverage on anything.
Very good.
But does that include everyone else's bumpers?
No, my insurance covers that, or my broom insurance covers that.
There you go.
Okay, we're good then. We're good.
Yep.
Awesome.
So,
All right.
all right. Now, you got 2 weeks before DIV yet. So if I ship something this week or beginning of next, you should get it before you leave, right?
Yeah, it don't matter. Bubba
Well,
will
Bub will
here.
be there.
Bubba will be
All
here.
right. That's fine. That's right. That's
I-
right. Okay.
I know take Bob detecting with me. No.
Well, there you go.
Well, he's off in Kentucky and Tennessee looking at property with his dad. He is fixated that we are going to move to Kentucky or Tennessee. I don't know. And it's funny because he's like, I'm just south of Berea. I said, that's where I went metal detecting with Clausey, Terry Clausey.
There you go.
And he's
You
like,
know that
oh.
where you're at, you just brought it up, that dig stock's down in North Carolina, somewhere near you.
No, I think it's
Nice.
I think it's like 6-7 hours away from me. It's way
Oh,
away
is it?
from
I
me.
thought it was closer to you.
Yeah,
Okay.
Barb's in, northern,
The mountains.
I guess you could say North Carolina, but she's on the northwest side or the west side. So,
The way west.
Asheville area, above Asheville?
I'm an hour southwest of Asheville.
Yep, okay. Boy, why don't you go up and look for gold up along Polly Spout Road there and emeralds and all that good stuff?
'Cause I work, Chuck.
well, there's the
There
weekends.
are weekends, and if you're only an hour from it, I'd be up there digging around. You might pull up a nice emerald out of there.
Is that is that like a mine or is it state forest? There's too much state.
There's everything there. You can go in on the pay to dig mines.
Right.
There's some amethyst states. They let you go in and go through the tailings piles. And up Polly Spout, there's, oh, golly, I don't know how many spots. Then there's Loud Mine there on that road. Not Loud. What is the name of the one on that road? GPAA site. And you can go in and dig all along there. There's places to go. You might pay $10 a day, or you can have loads brought to you, and you can high bank and wash it, or you can dredge creeks. And there's gold in there. There's good gold in that area because they took off and made the gold rush in 1849, and they left that area. It hasn't been tapped out all the way, but a lot of it's in private hands.
Right, they went for better pickings.
Some of the best
Perceivably.
gold's in the Cherokee Nation's hands on their reservations.
I know, and no one will tell me can I metal detect the reservation or not.
I'd be real careful without getting something in writing from the the group.
Oh, definitely. But I think the next time the chief comes to visit, I'm going to talk to him.
There you go. I would.
There you go.
Yeah, and I'd be willing to donate anything I found to them, unless it's like this massive, $200,000 something,
You're in a great area down there for minerals. You're not too far from where that guy has been mining emeralds, and some of the best in the United States ever been found have been found right out your back door.
Huh. I don't watch the news. I don't read the paper. Just terrible. But
I can't remember the gentleman's name, but he spent every last penny. He'd been in the Columbia and saw what he's a geologist and saw what they're finding, and your mineral terrain there is almost identical. And he was down to his last few bucks working his claims that he had, and he hit it. And he started getting barrel. He got a lot of it. A lot of emeralds, and he has some, to the point that De Beers wanted to talk to him, and he went to them to begin with to try to sell his stuff, and they kind of gave him a cold shoulder, didn't think there'd be enough. Well, he's turned this operation into a huge mine there, and a lot of beautiful emerald. Colombian quality emerald has come out of that area.
Oh,
And I've
I'll
been
have
there, and basically he told De Beers to shove off, and he's handling it himself. And I'm talking pieces that are 12, 14, 18 karat.
I'll
Right.
have to Google that and see how close he is to me. And, you know, the bad thing is in the mountains, you look at it, you know, on an overlay, and it looks like it's right around the corner. Like my friend lives over the back mountain, but it takes me, you know, just to go to the other side of right behind me, it takes me 40 minutes to get to her dang house.
Right.
Well, Jill loves the rural side of it, and she found a rather large amethyst chunk, took it down, and there's gemologists all over. They'll cut and polish your stuff down in that area. And he said the only way he could tell was cut it. And out of the heart of this fractured up piece, she got the most beautiful deep purple 8-karat amethyst that you'd ever want to see in a heart shape. Pear shape.
I can tell you the last picture I did, I was pulling rocks out of my it's a little plastic thing with bins. And I was like, that's nice. And the next morning I got up and I went, I do not believe you did that. It is a beautiful garnet that I stuck in the middle of the flower on my picture. I was like, oops.
Well, Jill did a lot of sifting as I was dredging gold down in that area and detecting for gold. And my tailing she went through, she got 3 rather large, nice pieces of beryl, had them cut. She got 2 half-carat emerald earrings out of the deal, and they're nice.
Now, there in my pictures, there are a lot of my pictures that have amethyst in them. And so, you know, when people are interested, I have dug a lot of amethyst, and somebody looked at the price, and I said, you don't understand what's in this picture. And I'm like, you have amethyst here, smoky quartz, yellow quartz, all these I found, and I've tumbled. And so we're not looking at just glass. We're looking at precious stones and that too. And I sold the one picture that had depression glass, 1800s glass. It had amethyst in it. I forget what all else. And the lady bought it for her mother for Christmas. She's like, she will so appreciate it. But she said, can you please write it all down? And so I did. I wrote down what every colored rock, stone, piece of glass was on a business card and gave it to her, and she was just like, she will love this.
Nice. There's a couple spots. The Cresson mine.
Oh, I want to go there. That's in Georgia.
They do a lot of gold and gem. You can go tour that mine. I mean, that was one of the largest gold finds in the United States up to before the gold rush to California. And just great places to go. You got a lot of fun to go look for there.
Little dirt digger Emily went there with her parents this summer, and I'm like, you didn't invite me? So we're trying to work it out where her and I can go to Grissom together and have a digging day.
And there you go.
There you go. Go out and look. There's Ohio Rally Counter put up the link to Cresson Gold, and that's neat stuff. And my wife really likes doing that a lot, and that's where she learned how to walk on water, literally run on it.
Yep, don't play with the pretty sticks.
Nope, especially when they're moving and they got a funny looking head and they're copperheads.
Well, I want to hit our creek down here, which I can hit for a good ways because my neighbor's family owns it, and so they're cool with me metal detecting down there. But a Civil War gun was found down below me in the creek by a friend of mine's dad years and years ago. So the thing is the creeks are up so high. It's I've never seen them this high. It's ridiculous. So until they, lower, I'm not getting out there. You know, they don't look like they're moving fast. They call it a creek, but it's probably 30, 40 feet across.
Well, that's what
Don't
they
ask
sip,
me.
Barb, is all that creek rock in a lot of these places. The wash down, you got to kind of know what to look for. Your garnet being a heavier stone or a denser stone generally starts laying. When I start hitting garnet, when I'm gold hunting, if I'm hitting a lot of garnet, I'm starting to get in there black sand, and then I start seeing gold flake and the finer gold flood gold, and you start working down, and then you start hitting your deeper layers. But boy, if you find green garnet, that's good stuff.
Okay.
So,
I'll have to-
all righty. Well, I'll get out of here. I just want to call in and make sure the phone line was working, Josh.
All right. Thanks for the call, Chuck.
Pops.
There you go. And you'll have more coming, and we'll keep you busy on the kids' Christmas giveaway, and that's a lot of fun. So they're going to get some pretty nice stuff this year.
Oh, I just donated, I don't know how many bags of war nickels, George Washington's, you know, silver, Mercs, Rosies, some bullets. I need more bullets, folks, because all those fine cases that Ed donated, I want to make sure there's at least a piece of silver and a Civil War bullet in each one of them.
Okay.
There you go.
Well, I'll try and get you to see what else I can round up, Barb, and keep them going. But those simplexes, those kids, the only ones to get that are really going to be set up very nicely.
Yes.
Right. And I'll make sure those go, you know, I'm hoping I can get, let me see, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 13. Okay, so there's 11 age groups. So I'm really hoping I get 11, and those 3 will go, unless I get a better detector, they'll go to the top 3 age groups. And then the mini and midi, of course, to the younger, you know, so.
Yep.
But it'd be nice, you know, and if a lot of times I have to combine 2 age groups because I may only have 6 5-year-olds and, you know, 8 6-year-olds, so I can, you know, combine them. And then last year we did 3 extra giveaways for those people that didn't win. Anybody could enter, and that worked out really good.
There you go.
Very cool.
And I now have Excel on my laptop. I paid a fortune for it, but I'll write it off as a business expense. But now I have 2 computers with Excel, so it'll be easier this year.
Well, that's the important part.
Well, let me know how that works out for you. I have 1 computer with Excel, and that's tough enough.
Right.
Oh, I can do. My Excel spreadsheet is like astronomical. I haven't started it. Everything that has come in is in my brain or on Post-it notes, and I just start labeling the things that are like a prize by itself. Everything else I list as donations and who gave it. And so a lot of times I'll say, you know, this package is from these 3 or 4 people, or, you know, because I try to recognize everyone that donated. But sometimes it's hard because it is a crazy weekend.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
And anybody that wants to volunteer and come and help is welcome. I have 2,000 square feet of house and lots of floor, and y'all can come, bring your sleeping bags, and you can be my elves.
Well, your floor space
Kyle
is
Relic
shrinking.
Hunter would love to come do that. I can just tell. He said his spreadsheet is a notebook and a pen.
I can't do it that way because the minute I number every detector and every big prize, I give them a number, who donated it, and then I have a place for the winner's name, address, and a date it shipped and was it received. And as I'm running this, I am basically put in what date I gave it away. And when they PM me, I'm cut, copy, and pasting right in. I ain't got time to write this stuff. I have to cut, copy, and paste it all. And then
there you go.
And then I go back the next day and make sure everything I cut, copy, and pasted, I put in the right place.
Right.
There you go. So anyway, keep it up. I'll see if I can keep scraping up another machine or two, and we'll get them out to you, or we'll ship them from here, however it works out the best. And one thing I want remind everybody to do, no matter how you do it, who you vote for, get out and vote. That's coming up. Exercise our
Already
rights.
did.
There you
I
go.
voted
Yeah,
Friday.
did you already? I'm thinking about going down and doing an early vote. Wife and I were thinking about doing that. That's down in our courthouse. But at least get out and vote, no matter how you do it. But I'm just trying to make America great again, if you get my drift.
Yes, and One-Eyed Jack, Bob's dad, we call him that because he's blind in one eye, so we call him
watch
the
it,
One-Eyed
Barb.
Jack. I know, we do. And one day I slipped and I went, "How you doing, One-Eyed Jack?" And I went, Jack, Dad, sorry.
Uh-oh.
Right.
But he went and voted. He voted, I voted, and Bub voted. So there's 3 Make America Great Again.
There you go.
Well, there you go.
All right. Everybody have a great couple days. Get out and find something if the weather lets you. John, I need to talk to you. We'll be giving you a call there tomorrow. So other than that, everybody have a great day. And if you got some stuff to send Barb for the kids' stuff, do it. If you need to get something from me to her, do it. I'm taking very good care of everybody on that. We enjoy this. Thank you very much for those who already have done that. Have a great night.
Right. See you, Chuck.
See ya, Josh.
Thanks.
Stay out of trouble, Barb. Bye-bye.
Bye. Thanks, Pop.
All right. Well, and as long as that's everything from you, Barb, I've still got a little bit of a story to share, and then I got to get out of here because I got to get a post up with these photos before people start to grab the pitchforks.
No, I'm good. I'm going to go. I got a new headset because I stepped on mine one night and broke it. So it did come in time before I do any shows. So,
Nice.
no, I'm stoked. So, you have a good night. And I know things have been rough on your end. Wish you well. And if you can give, if you even if you send me an Indian, a Buffalo, a Merc, a Rosie, and a Washington, and that's all you can send it. It'll make some kid so happy.
Right.
And trust me, I have a few things left over from last year. They're already in the bucket for this year, you know? I mean, I don't hoard it. Well, I hoard it for a whole year in my living room, but it eventually goes to a kid because I got some things donated late last year.
Right. All right. Thanks for calling, Barb.
One last thing. Thanks to Southwest Shooters and Prospectors, whatever. I'm dyslexic, so just bear with me.
It's
Thanks to
Smalley and West. S&W.
Yeah, okay. Thanks to Garrett, who donated all the headphones. I think I got 20 pairs. Thanks to Nokta Makro. They gave me, I don't know how many bags of stuff, goodie bags. Little Dirt Digger, Ed Olson, Richard, I can't say his last name, and Detect America. I think that's everyone so far.
All right. Thanks for your call.
All right. Bye.
We'll see you. All right. So, yeah, definitely for those that have been listening, those that have seen the title, those that wonder what has been going on this week, I will be making a post some point in time tonight after the show with the photos. I think I dropped the link in the chat earlier. Maybe I did. I don't know. I think I did. Either way, if I didn't, who knows? I'll put the link in with the post as well. Either way, Saturday we happened to be contacted by a person that, unfortunately, Friday they were out trying to do some yard work, you could say. Temperatures were cool Friday, and rings were not fitting quite as snug as they would normally, you could say. And he was about an hour away. After many, many questions and some hesitation, I told him I'd call him back shortly and see what I could do for him. Called him back Saturday evening, made plans to meet up Sunday afternoon. And very, very kind gentleman, very genuine guy. He was just really hoping we could potentially help him locate his lost ring. And when these photos go up, when you hear about you see pictures of large diamonds, and sometimes you just don't realize how large they could be until you're actually staring at them. And I knew I was looking for a gold and diamond ring, which is actually what you see in the thumbnail there. I'm actually down on my hands and knees because the brush and the trees were so thick back in there. And all of a sudden I run across, a number of signals. And eventually the pouch is completely full. I come out. I tell the gentleman that I've got to get up and stretch legs for a minute, empty out my pouch because of all the trash, and start handing him all of these junk items. And then I happen to hold out my hand and say, while I was back there, I happened to find this laying right on the top of the ground. Strange. And he looks at it and he says, "Oh, well, that's just a penny." He says, "Yeah, I was really hoping that was my ring, but it's just a penny. You can keep that." I said, "Well, I just stuck it in my pocket and kept moving because, that's not what we're looking for. We're here to find a ring." He said, "Yeah, hopefully." And I'm emptying out my pouch of all this other trash and I'm throwing it in a bucket so that he can dispose of it in a dumpster. And he turns around to start picking up this trash again, and I happen to say, "Oh, yeah, by the way, on my way out of there, I happen to run across this signal, too." And he turns around and he says, "Oh, my Lord." And he stops and he says, "That penny I said you could keep, do you mind if I keep that? Because that could be a good luck penny." Because what I was holding in my hand at that point was the ring that he had lost. 30 minutes in, we had found it. Told him, said, "I'll show you right where it was, right where I found it. You'd have never spotted it. It was covered. As a matter of fact, when I got the signal, I moved some pine cones and twigs and brush out of the way. I could see the bottom side of the band sticking up and knew it was gold. And when I picked it up and turned it over, even though I knew what I was looking for, I don't think anything quite prepared me for turning that thing over, because what this ring was a 1 1/4 to 1.5 carat diamond and gold ring that it's a little surreal. Because you're looking for an item probably an inch in diameter. They're hoping like heck that you can locate their lost item for them. And here you are holding the item that was lost, and you roll it over in your hand, and you see how big this diamond is and realize it. And then it sets in. You're holding a $10,000 ring. It's almost, I almost don't even believe it now. But believe me, I've been sitting on this since Sunday because we thought we'd share it on the show tonight. We handed it back to him. He was very, very grateful to have his ring back. He had bought the diamond 40 years ago. And he bought the ring for the diamond shortly after that. So this is an antique piece. 40 years ago, a stone like this is, easily a $500 stone. Yeah, exactly, yeah. When I saw the diamond, I just about had a BM. But 40 years ago, easily a $500 stone all day long. The stone itself is probably a $1,500 to $2,000 stone on its own. And after everything was said and done, which he was very nice, masked up, we kept social distance, all of that. He was kind enough to let us get some pictures of the ring, a picture of the two of us together, so it shows him getting his ring back. And after everything's said and done, I asked him, I said, now, I'd like to at least think I'm pretty good at what I do. And I know jewelry decently. If I could not have found that ring for you today, and you had to have that ring replaced, obviously it's not the same one, but something similar. This was a small, it's a pinky ring. It's more stone than metal, pretty much, with a chunker of a diamond like that. What do you think, if you had to hazard a guess, that would cost you to replace? Oh, well, that was 40 years ago I put this all together, but now, with today's prices and everything, I'd say 8 to 10. Easily. And it's like, today's prices? It could be 10 to 12. Who knows? But the point is, he's a big believer in karma. He had looked for it that night. A friend of his had helped him look for it. Couldn't find it. Somebody had come by and mowed the next day before him and 2 other friends went out to look again during the daylight. And then they go home to review options. A friend of his finds me at pretty much the same time he does. They call, they talk to one another, and he calls me. He says, I'm a big fan, big believer in karma, and honestly, I think it's karma telling me that I need to give you a call, and hopefully you can help me. And after we heard about everything, it's like, well, I'll give it a shot for you. I'll certainly give due diligence, and we'll see if we can get that back to you, because that's That's a very important ring. You must be beside yourself right now. And we gave it heck. We certainly gave it the old college try, so to speak. Half hour in, we've got the ring. He's happy. We're happy. Great story. Great photos. Tam did an absolutely wonderful job with the photos. Very appreciative. And, yeah, he even sends a message after we get back to the house here and says, you know, I just want to thank you again for what you do. Hopefully heaven's full of gold bars for all your kind works. Thank you. I hope I don't lose anything again, and I really hope none of my friends do either. But if they do, I know the guy to call. Thank you again. It's like, well, see, now, that's why we do it. That's why we do this stuff. And, I mean, you can't put a price on that. You know, $10,000 ring. I held it long enough to get out of the trees and hand it over to him. And that goes a long way to keeping the hobby in a good light. And, hey, if karma's out there, you do that, it'll shine on you. Who knows? Maybe the next ring, there's no identifying marks. Well, you know how that goes. They look great in our displays. But when we can recover and return, it's a great thing to do. And that, my friends, was a very, very large piece of ice. That I can honestly say, even though I've only been out a few times this year, it's been a good year. That I've recovered some nice rings in the past and returned to people. I've recovered some that, you know, maybe they're not able to be returned. But this one, I've found a number of diamond rings. But this one, I would say, easily is the largest diamond to date that I have recovered. And even the largest, well, it wasn't a very big ring, but the most expensive, I guess, that I have recovered to date. It was a little shocking. Oh. Yeah, and then after we returned the ring, Tam's standing there. She had gotten some photos and everything, and she's like, "So did you tell him? Did you tell him?" And the guy's just looking like, "Did he tell me what?" And that's when we told him, "Yeah, by the way, I am the epitome of your blind hunter. I am legally blind. And a few years back, I was diagnosed with a severe advanced case of primary progressive multiple sclerosis. And they told me they were going to have to get aggressive or we were going to have to start shopping for a wheelchair." And I told them, I said, "Well, we're going to have to get aggressive then because I'm not done yet." I've still got a lot of holes to dig. I've got rings to recover for people. Who knows? I said, and I'm still out here doing it. I'm still out here trying to help people and trying to do the right things for people and keep moving and do what I can with the hobby to keep things in a good light. And he's just like, honestly, I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say. Thank you. You know, that is phenomenal. So, yeah, very happy, gentlemen. We were very, very happy to be a part of such a nice return. And I know some people have wondered all week with the photo that I posted Sunday that we're using in the thumbnail tonight. What is he doing? What did he find? Well, you've heard the story. There's a link to the story in the chat. I will make a short post after the show with the link as well as the photos. And we'll share that around to the different groups so that people can see it, people can read it, people can check out the photos. Because, I mean, obviously it would be great. Suki's in the house. It would be great to to enter that into a Find of the Month contest, but obviously I don't think that would necessarily go over real well. But hey, we've got the pictures. We've got the story. We've got the memories. That Ring's story continues. And that gentleman was very, very happy. Well worth the effort. So I've said it before on the shows. Some people go at it by finders keepers, and that's fine. That's their prerogative. But if you ever get the chance to return one, you should at least do it once, just for the experience. After that, it's up to you. If you want to keep it all, keep it all. You want to play finders keepers? Play finders keepers. I still like to play finders keeping it real. It's a great thing to do for people. And it shows that we're not just out there looting and pillaging and everything like that, you know. It's definitely it's a great thing to do for people. Whether you're handing them back one item at a time, a few items at a time, whether it's a expensive item, like a $10,000 ring, whether it's a $50 ring, $10 ring, it's still great to do. And in this case, the ring, there was no sentimental attachment necessarily. It was just a monetary item, but he still was hoping to have it back. Otherwise, it's a complete wash. And we were able to get it back for him. I'm very thankful. He's very, very happy. He's pleased. And that's the important part. A happy return. A good story and a great outcome. You can't see the smiles in the photos because we're masked up. But still, that's something else. So, hey, what do you do? Halloween contests running currently on Metal Detecting Central Illinois and the I&I group on Facebook, Illinois Iowa Treasure Hunters group on Facebook. Make sure and check those out. Mike always does just some absolutely stupendous jobs on his contests that he does. I hope everyone enjoyed the story. We'll get the post up soon, late tonight, early tomorrow, something like that. Until then, if you enjoyed the show, make sure and throw us a like. You can follow us here on Spreaker, Facebook, iTunes, iHeart, YouTube. We're all over the place. Have a wonderful evening, folks. I know I will. I'm having a wonderful week, especially after a return like that. Get out there and try to find something if you can. Post up those photos. You know how we love to see them. We'll catch you on the next one.